Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ears to the East. We're a man down. Slightly different recording times today. Howard was very busy. A little bit of news on his part, so go and check out his channel for the updated things for that. But he was
Yeah.
extremely busy, couldn't make our regular time. We rescheduled, so it's actually night time for me and Benedikt at the minute, which we usually record this in the day. But it's 6 o'clock in the morning for Howard. He may be sleeping, so the man deserves some rest. We're
Yes.
going to record this. We have no idea if this will see the light of day because we may do one with Howard later on.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's
we're
unfortunate
gonna do
because
it
he's the
anyway.
biggest BAND-MAID fan of all of us, but still, we will give our thoughts, try to entertain you as best as we can.
Exactly. So it's just the two
Just
today. But Scoop, initial thoughts. I know you said you listened to it only twice. I've listened to it a couple of times now. First impressions straight off the bat. Like, what's your initial thought after listening to it for the first time?
so in general, I would say I would describe it as a really solid EP. Really great tracks throughout. There's not really a dull song in it. Um, I personally might have maybe wished for a little bit more experimentation. I don't think it ventures too far out of their usual style, which is a great style. A lot of people always get this wrong when I say this, but I love BAND-MAID. I love what they do, and they do it excellently here. So, yeah, really solid in my opinion. But I'm curious to hear other opinions as well. So, what
Yeah.
did you think?
You know what? I am gonna touch on your point actually because I am kind of in agreement with you on this one. So this is
Hmm.
where everybody gets the pitchforks out now.
Shit, we don't have Howard
I
to like scold us today.
I know. I really love this EP. I'm gonna start off by saying that. I think it's bonkers. It hits you hard. It comes straight out the gate. I kind of agree with like experimental. It's very fast paced. It hits hard, but there's not a lot of, I would say, band-made variation. There is some band-made variation in some songs, and I'm
I
sure we'll
wouldn't
touch on that in a
necessarily
bit.
say not no variation, but I would more describe it as like not a big surprise, maybe.
Yeah. Um, and I kind of agree with you. This is like as an EP, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, again, a little bit more experimentation, a little bit more wackiness from them. Because like if you're going to release an EP, I always feel like that's when you do this kind of stuff. You kind of get the songs out the way that you don't think are good enough for an album. And there's a lot of songs on this EP actually, which I would say are probably really are good enough for an album. Um,
Yes, totally.
and it just felt it didn't feel like an EP to me. This one, it just felt like a continuation of epic narratives almost, and didn't. Yeah, I was kind of like, all right, this is just more
Yeah, it's
band-made.
interesting. I wouldn't necessarily say a continuation. Well, to me, this EP, while listening to it, I had a lot of like every song gave me like a throwback, or most of the songs gave me like a throwback to one of their previous albums. Like one song sounded a bit like more the Unseen World style, another more the straight banger style from World Domination. Like yeah, it felt to me more less experimentation maybe and more yeah really honing down on what they did so far because yeah, it's really excellent. So
Would you consider this like a comfort CD then, like a comfort EP where you just like you know what you're gonna get. It's what you want,
well, I
and they
mean,
deliver.
how do you want to do this? I think we will get through like the song by song.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do
And
that.
there are some interesting songs, I would say, or like songs with
Mm.
interesting elements at least.
Okay. Without explaining why, I just want to ask straight off the bat. Don't go into it yet because we'll go through the song by song. But straight away, what's your favorite song off the EP?
Only one, or do we do top three? That's
Just
easier.
just do one. Just do one.
Shit, only one. That's hard. But it might actually be Scion,
Scion, really? Ooh, okay, okay.
but I might be a bit biased.
I'm gonna go with Dilly Dally.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Okay, we will get into it.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
But
Obviously, the first one, Present Perfect. What do you think of the song? Obviously, we just had the music video like literally yesterday. Was it
yeah,
yesterday or 2 days ago now? I can't remember. Time flies so fast.
yeah.
But it's
Okay.
just dropped. So we got a big taste of this with a big music video announcement and stuff like that. What's your like sort of initial? Now that you've listened to it probably a fair few times, is this still a good fun song for you?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it's a great start for this EP. It really comes out banging, like immediately the psyche high note, and immediately the energy is there. So love the start of it. And I also really like the tonal shift in that song. Like when it goes to when it goes to the chorus, it really shifts the
Mm.
vibe. I think there's some key changes going on. So yeah, it's a really cool song. I think not we wouldn't put this in my top three, but I think there are a lot of people who really like this.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same as you. I said I don't think I would it would be personally in sort of my upper echelon of bandmade songs, but I think it's good. I think it's solid. I really like. For me, this song feels more like a compartmentalized sort of song. It feels like it goes in bits,
Hmm.
but it repeats a little bit. You know, it feels like you've got the psyche section, you've got the Misa little bit of a section, you've got the Kaname section, the Akani little section, like, and it just feels
Yeah,
like it's kind of like do
but
do 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 do.
it's like a good intro. Like
I
everyone
mean,
gets their little introduction.
it kind of does. It's a great sort of like intro to like, hey, look, here's what we can do. Um, Here's a question for you as well a little bit. Obviously, there's a lot of like anime opening songs on this album. So do you think that maybe that is sort of like, I'm not going to say hampered, but do you reckon that's kind of set the tone for this EP? Because they put a lot of obviously promotional material into this. They did a lot of like, oh, here's an anime song, here's another anime song, here's another anime song, and then we got Scoop with all the anime songs on. Do you reckon that
Yeah,
was like the basis for this, and then they just kind of stuck to that format?
I don't think so. I gotta be totally honest with you. While I was listening to it, I didn't even remember those were anime opening songs. Those were just great bandmate songs to my ears.
Did you hear
So
that band made that bad promoted? They didn't even know they were anime.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, like the I think we talked about the topic of anime songs a lot
Yeah.
in other videos, but it really just means it's a song that was used in an anime intro. It doesn't really affect the sound of the song necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's what I was going to tap into. Like when it's not really so much as BAND-MAID making an anime song, it's the fact of an anime wanting a BAND-MAID sounding song for their
Yeah,
opener. Probably kind of what we touched on before. There's so much of that like high octane impact songs because of that on here. Like I, like you, was kind of surprised that there wasn't more sort of like variation for different songs because it's a really fast-paced EP. This is one of those EPs that I've listened to now a few times, and every song is so quick, is in that band-made style that I feel like, oh, I'm going to listen to this. It's 8 songs, and then I feel like
yeah.
I've walked down the stairs, come back up, and they're like, yeah, the EP's finished. I'm like, it's finished already.
Yeah, it
It
goes by
just
quickly.
it
But that's
goes so
also
quick.
why I might be like a little bit blinded by Scion because it's the one like standout song a little bit. But
Yeah.
let's continue like song by song. Ready to Rock is the second one, and that to me is probably might be my second favorite, or like at least it's in my top three songs because that song to me just pure energy, pure rock from the start to end. I really love that song.
I always have weird mixed feelings about Ready to Rock because I like I said again, not to I'm gonna flex here a little bit, but me and Howard were there when they debuted Ready to Rock for the very first time in Tokyo. Sorry. Um, and it was one of those songs I was like, yeah, a new song. But it's always like when if you've ever been in a show where a band debuts a new song, nobody knows how to nobody knows how to react. So you're there, you're like, oh yeah, new song. And then you go home and then like you see that the internet has like heard that song. So they already have their opinions of it, but you always feel like you're like lagging behind because you don't hear like the proper sound quality at the time.
Yeah.
And then you only hear it once. It's like, oh, it's on, and everybody's dancing to it. And you're in the moment, and then you have to go and re-listen to it a couple of times.
But so
Um,
let me ask you, does that ultimately influence how you feel about this song now,
oh
experiencing
yeah,
it
definitely,
live that
definitely.
way?
I
Okay.
always have that moment, so I always have like a sort of like soft bias towards it.
Hmm.
Um,
But it positively influences.
Positively, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
positively. Obviously, it's a once in a lifetime sort of experience. So,
But so
no,
how do
but
you feel about it now, hearing the full studio version?
really good actually, because when we heard it live, again, it's hard to hear a new song live for the first time because you've got nothing to compare it to. You've got
Hmm.
no no reference. You can't
Hmm. Yeah.
judge it against anything. But when we heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be really good." You could really hear the guitars and stuff like that through the live mix, and we were like, "Oh, this is going to sound like a banger." And it's kind of weird actually, because both me and Howard were like, "Oh, this is going to be a really, really good song." And then when we listened to the studio version on the internet, when we got back, we were like, "That is like a little bit different to how we thought that was sounding
Hmm.
when we were listening to it live." So yeah, there are like it's kind of hard to a little bit. Whereas if you take a song that you know and you've listened to 1,000 times and then you see it live, you're like, oh, this song, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Your
So it's
mind fills in what you cannot hear.
exactly. So it's a bit of a different experience. But I like it. It's all the little subtle things we probably missed during the live show. We heard from the track, and then obviously the music video and the
Yeah.
live video as well that they brought out. Yeah, it's an absolutely banging track, and again, fast paced. Great message, great lyrics as well. It's just a ton of fun.
Yeah.
What I really like about this and what I really like about Ready to Rock, which is something I'm going to ask you about as well, but for this EP, and I know that Psyche is the lead singer, so she always has obviously like that front woman
Hmm.
aura about her.
Yeah.
But I really feel like Psyche's like really kind of like grabbed the bull by the horns for this one. Like she's got this like almost dominantly playful personality. I think.
I also, in my reactions, like positively mentioned, like or noticed Psyche really standing out in this. I think he really sounds excellent in this
Yeah, I
whole
mean,
EP.
I know we're gonna have because we're gonna have a little bit of feedback there because there's gonna be some people that go, what about Miku? But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that one? Would you do you sacrifice Miku a little bit more for a more confident sort of outgoing Psyche? Because I got to admit I've been really enjoying
I mean, is she really
seeing her like this.
sacrificed more? Would you say that?
I don't. I think I wouldn't say sacrifice more, maybe in a song wise, but I think like camera wise, like like focus
Hmm.
wise on the band,
Okay.
possibly. I think for the longest time when BAND-MAID first started, it was definitely Miku was
You mean just
probably the standout
more
person.
Psyche taking the lead
Yeah, the
spotlight?
lead singer, but it was
Yeah.
Miku.
More. Yay.
Oh, woo! Wrong video, wrong video. It was more Miku having that sort of front woman personality, but it really feels with Epic Narratives and especially with Scoop, especially with all the music videos and stuff like that, we're getting a more confident, happy, bouncy, more dominant. It's the only way I can describe it, more dominant Psyche, it feels like. So
Hmm.
it definitely feels like Miku's maybe taking maybe a bit of a back step in terms of being, I want to say, the camera's focus a little bit more.
Hmm. Well, I had more of a, I thought more generally, I felt that their videos had like a bit of a change, like a bit of a step up in production.
Oh
Felt
yeah,
like
I'm
there was a
so
bit
glad it's just
more,
not a white wall.
yeah. No, and especially also in the Ready to Rock video with all
Mm.
these background dancers and like, yeah, it really felt like a bit of a more of a change to the video production, which might be the reason why Psyche is a little bit more in the front, but I don't really know the backgrounds of that.
Yeah,
So,
no, no,
okay.
I kind of get that. I kind of get that. All I'm saying is that I really love her demeanor, and I think
I
seeing,
have to say, one critique I have about Psyche is her outfit. Like, I do not like that skirt with this transparent stripe in it. I think it looks weird.
so I
But
really
that's
love
it.
her hair. I never used to like Psyche's hair, but she had like a really nice haircut with like these like short
Hmm.
bits that stick out of her. I was like, oh, you look so much better.
But
Um,
in general, the outfits look really cool.
Yeah, I love the outfits. Like, so don't get used to them though, because in another like 8 months there'll be something else. Moving on, then
Okay.
we've got what is justice? What is justice?
What is justice? Well,
You
that's
have to say
also
that in
one
Batman voice. What is justice?
I mean, all those songs are really great, and but this is again one that didn't really stand out for me on this album.
Mm.
I mean, it's a straight banger. It's really has an awesome rock riff that I really enjoy. But in the context of this whole EP, I think there are other songs that I was a lot more excited about, and I'm still looking forward to listen to more when I'm listening to this again.
Would you say that you were like pleasantly surprised with this EP then? Because like straight off the bat, we've done Ready to Rock and What Is Justice,
Mm,
which is like two of the main songs that they did as promotion before coming into this one. Really got a lot of time, a lot of music video, a lot of effort put into this one. So is it the songs that maybe you didn't hear, which has left the better impression than the ones that you
I
have?
wouldn't say I was like pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly satisfied. It's kind of it's kind of what I expected, which is greatness. Again, a lot of people get that wrong. It's not something
More
bad.
greatness is never a bad thing, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what really more to add to what is justice, which I haven't already said 50 million different times
Yeah.
already. So
That was
it
the
is
first
what it
single,
is.
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say you did a review to it. I've done a review to it. If you want to
Yeah.
go and watch that, Howard's done a review to it. If you want to go and watch our reviews of that song, go and watch it seriously because
Let's
I've talked enough
continue
about
with the
that
next
song.
song. Yes.
And then we get onto the good stuff,
Super
which is
Sunshine.
Super Sunshine, which is what
Well,
Benedikt is every time I see his face on a video call.
ah. Well, actually, I have to say, Super Sunshine, that was kind of the one where I was the most, you could say, disappointed about because maybe I was misled by this title. Because, Super Sunshine in all caps, in my head, that was like the song is more upbeat, yes, but to
Hmm.
me, that was like some super happy punk rock type. That's what I think about when I read like Super Sunshine. But in
Basically, you're trying to tell me
actuality,
they
it was like
clickbaited
a
you.
more upbeat BAND-MAID song, which again is really great.
He's
But it
covering all
wasn't like what
bases
I
here.
was hoping for when I was reading Super Sunshine.
Yeah.
And it was also not a Miku song. I wouldn't call it that, even though Miku has some parts in it.
Hmm. No, again,
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I really kind of gravitated more towards Dillydally because of that. But yeah, you're right. I wouldn't really class it as a Miku song either. So, is there any particular bit of Super Sunshine that like kind of really like stands out for you?
Well, not really. I mean, the beat is kind of the star for me. The beat makes it really the drum beat really makes it a bit more groovy, gives it a certain bop, which not every song has, but
Yeah.
still, yeah. I
Yeah, I
was
like it. I
expecting
mean,
something super, super duper heavy.
probably one of my favorite song things of this song is again you mentioned the drum beat, so I'll move on to a different thing. But for me, it's the Misa sort of like gap fillers for this song. Like
Yeah.
when it goes from like verse to chorus, when you got that bass that doo 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 that she does. Like she's so good at that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight for Misa for all my life because I think she's one of the world's best bassists for maybe not being overly technical, but she has this uncanny ability to just fill in those lovely little gaps between a verse and a chorus or
And
a
she also has
bridge.
some great solo parts in some of the later
Yeah,
songs.
exactly.
Yeah.
She's just so good
But
at
again, you have to say about BAND-MAID, their style is just so refined, I would call it, that
it.
all of them can bring their best, and you can just, while you're listening to it, you can just choose for yourself like what you want to focus on,
Yeah.
and then you like notice, okay, Kanami is shredding the whole time in the background, but it's just really low in the mix, so you don't really get overbeared by it in the sound. So yeah, really refined, I would call it. So yeah, all of
Uh,
them, fantastic job.
I like that. I like that. All right, let's move on to Scion then. So this was your favorite song of the
Yeah,
EP. So you're gonna have to
justified.
you've put yourself into a corner now. You have to back it up.
Well,
Why was
like I
Scion your
said,
favorite?
definitely to me the standout song of this EP, just in style and tempo. It's definitely the slowest, most ballad-like song. I'm not sure if you could call it a ballad because it also goes into yeah, really rock
Yeah,
territory.
I see what you mean. It is way slower than probably every other
Yeah.
song on here, but yeah, it's not
But only
slow enough.
partly, and that's kind of what I love about it, that it has such a nice dynamic about it because it
Mm,
goes from really space, really open to also really heavy rock and
mm.
also love the melody in the chorus. So,
I I'm gonna throw out maybe a little bit of a controversial opinion here for this song. I want to know if you agree with me, which maybe you might do, seeing it's your favorite one. Um, but would you have preferred Scion if it kept that like more kind of like slower tempo a little bit?
no,
No, you like it the way it
I
is?
really love the dynamic that it has all of it in it
Mm.
because
Because
otherwise it might get a bit stale after a while.
maybe. I
Maybe.
think for
I mean,
me,
they probably
Scion,
could still make it interesting, but I
yeah,
love it this way.
I think for me, Scion, um, is a little bit of a missed opportunity. I would have liked a slow song on here,
Mm,
just
okay.
just one. And as good as it is, and obviously the tempo shifts so wildly in this song a little bit. It it's kind of like, oh, this is different, and then we shift back into the band-maid that we've heard already for the other four songs before it, and I'm like, just
But it has
prolong that bit a
such a
little
nice
bit.
melody to it.
Yeah, that nice melody, like, oh, yeah, as much
I'm
as I
just a
love.
sucker for songs like that. Like the what was the other one? Like Wonderful Days, I think. Is
Mm.
songs like that. It's really, really like it.
I was just like, just let me enjoy that slow bit just a little bit longer, but it kind of is like, no, no, can't help it. And I'm just like, oh, come on.
They gotta do it. Well,
Um,
maybe let's move on to the next song because that also wasn't exactly a slow one. And you
oh,
said that was your favorite.
it was my favorite. And I love this one for a little reason. We were saying at the
Also,
beginning,
by far the shortest, by the way.
by far the shortest, but I also think that this is probably by far the most experimental song on the album, and
I
that's
would agree.
probably the reason why I gravitate towards it. It's something different. This is exactly what I personally, and maybe it's an outdated opinion, probably is, but I always feel like if you're going to do an EP, these are the sort of songs that should be on an EP, like the weird and wacky and wonderful, And this is
I
exactly
think,
what it is.
Neon, it's really time for you to check out these ladies here. Get Your Spin, because I think this song has a lot of like Get Your Spin vibes about it, a lot of
Mm.
elements that you find in Get Your Spin. So
So, and
do it.
no, it is that one. I love how he gets that promotion in there. He's like, um, and for me, this is what this song is. It's the most experimental. I love the backwards and forwards here
Yes.
between Psyche and Miku as well. Maybe coming into this
Is
one
it
a little bit
is
biased
it
as
just
well.
the two? Because there was another part where I wasn't sure if there's even one of the other ones providing a little part in the vocals. But
There
maybe you
could,
know in the comments, then you can let us know.
yeah, there could have been, there could have been. As far as I could tell, I could only tell
Yeah, it's definitely those two.
between Saiki and Miku. But I love the backwards and forwards. I love sort of like how bouncy and a little bit chaotic, kind of bittersweet as well, like sickly sweet maybe, sorry, is the right terminology for this song. It's just fun. It's got that little bit of Miku charm here. I mean, we were just saying how I like them. I'm more confident, dominant Psyche. But there's something about that sticky
Hmm.
sweetness from Miku when she puts it into the songs as well that I can't help but love. So it's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like I'm so torn. And this is like the perfect song where I get a little bit of both. We get that dominant Psyche, but we get that sickly sweet Miku stuff as well. I'm like,
Okay,
yeah,
so you would love to hear more Miku in their songs, actually, to have more of that, maybe that balance or that, how do
yeah,
you say, that
I would,
contrast?
I would. It's always hard to answer though because, like I said, I'm really loving the direction that Psyche's going, and I'm really liking that she's like the more confident singer at the minute. But I do like the Miku stuff. I do like the
Yeah.
Miku stuff. I would maybe go far as to say that I would like more Miku songs, but I actually quite like the way that they made this both of them. And I feel like
Mm.
that's something they haven't quite utilized quite well. There's definitely been songs where it's like more psyche focused with like Miku parts in it, and then we've had like Miku parts or a Miku song with like maybe a psyche bit in it as well. But we haven't had like not too well, I don't think, a 50-50 Saiki and Miku kind of like bouncing off each other as well as this song does. You know, it
Yeah.
always feels like one
Cannot
leading
think
the
of
other.
one off the top of my head.
Yeah, it always feels like one's leading the other more. And this one felt like the first time it was like more fifty
Yeah.
fifty, and they were utilizing the whole band, which again I really liked. And I like that because the experimentation, because it gave me a little bit of something new, and that really stuck out for me. Like that I was listening to this album and I was like, this is good, 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 good. It kind of meaning what you said, it's kind of what you expect from BAND-MAID. And then this song came on, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is good. Like this is just
Definitely the
something that
most
surprised me.
experimental, and also when I listened to it the second time, probably this one came into my top three and kicked out another one. Because yeah,
Excellent.
really, really good.
And then the one
Fun.
after
And
this one, we've got Zen. And again, probably we've said probably all we have to say about Zen now. It's been out for a long, long time. But for those that maybe um, haven't been around for this one, just give us your quick, brief thoughts on Zen.
quick as possible, it's a banger. No, but this one
I think
also
that
has a
sums it up
really,
nicely.
really nice tonal shift in it,
Hmm.
like a bit of that present perfect vibe. Um,
Yeah. Are
yeah,
you surprised to see this as the seventh song though? Like, would you not have expected this to be a little bit higher in the playlist?
a little bit higher.
Yeah, because obviously we've got like Ready to Rock and What Is Justice like as two and three. Having Zen at seven, I thought Zen would have been like one, two, or three in the
I
track
think
order.
like just musically, it makes sense to have like one of the more, again, I don't mean this in any bad way, a more standard bandmate song before the ending. And between Dilly Dally, I think you need one more normal song to, yeah.
And then the last one we've got Lock and Load. What were
Yeah, but
your
let
what was
me hold on, hold
oh
on.
god.
Out of these three singles, like Ready to Rock, What Is Justice, and Zen, which one was your favorite when they came out? And is it still your favorite now in the EP?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would say before that Ready to Rock probably always has a slight bias for me because, like I said, real life experiences. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to pull away from that one.
Okay. Yeah, I
And I
see.
would probably still say that Ready to Rock is probably my favorite still. I like Zen, and I like What Is Justice, but yeah, I think Ready to Rock is still my favorite of the three.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, same. I like this
Same.
one the most, but I think then Zen and then What Is Justice.
Yeah, I think What Is Justice is the weakest of the three. I agree with that order
Yeah,
to
again,
be
that sounds so bad, but it's a very high level we are talking about here.
exactly. And
Okay,
then
and then
we'd like to say
lock
we're
and
ending
load.
on Lock and Load. So no singers in this one. It's just a pure instrumental. And
I didn't expect it, even though they kind of do that on the EPs, I think.
yeah, they do that on the albums as well a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
um,
the how many instrumentals do they have so far?
fucking
It's the
loads at this
fifth
point.
one, fourth one, or fifth one, I think.
It's a lot now. Even I'm losing track of how many there are. Depends if you include the special edition ones as well, where they
Mm,
release these
yeah.
songs
Okay, I wouldn't count
without
those, but I
Psyche.
think they have even
Mhm.
at
One of my
least
favorite
four.
songs of all time, it was actually Onset, which is my one of my favorite
Yeah.
instrumentals of all time.
It's
I
awesome.
don't think Lock and Load quite reaches the level of Onset for me, um, but it's still a banger. It's still a really
Yeah.
cool way to go out.
To me, I would agree overall. Look, I think it's not their best instrumental track, but it's still an absolutely amazing track, which has one of my most favorite parts of any bandmate in it. I would at least say so right
Ooh.
now, which is like when that chorus comes in. I just love that part so much. It's just a riff that hits all the right notes.
Mm.
Man, so good.
Sorry,
And
yeah,
also later has a part where it slows down and you have just Misa playing the bass.
yes,
Really nice.
mm,
Also the dynamic of that. Yes.
it is. It's a great sort of way to finish it. I kind of become like sort of like expectations now that they finished every print they release with like an instrumental. So I love it.
I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, what more than super crazy and insane can you do?
Wow. If they can, they'll keep doing it. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Overall, as a whole, um, gonna be really harsh now. Give me a score out of 10. Like what would you say Scoop was for you?
Oof. Would probably put it at like an 8.5.
8.5. I love how you got the points in there. Just to knock it up a little bit more. I think that's fair
What
though.
would you say?
I probably would have said an 8 as well, but seeing we're doing 8, you were doing points now. Yeah, 8.5 seems probably about right to be honest.
I mean, to reach 9 or 10 to me, it would have to have some, but it's just my personal taste. It would have to have some more experimentation, some more standout songs, which is probably just not what they wanted to do with this EP.
Yeah. This EP definitely feels like they had like a load of songs just ready to go that didn't probably make epic narratives and they're just like,
You think
oh,
those are leftovers from Epic Narratives?
um, oh, obviously this it's pure speculation, so we'll never know, but I think one or two of them probably are, yeah.
Maybe not the full songs, but maybe there were some ideas that they
Some
didn't
ideas
use.
probably kicked
Yeah,
around and stuff in there. I would not be surprised if there's like on some computer there is just like a track list of just instrumental songs that they just like haven't released. I guarantee there's just a bucket load of them. I could
maybe.
imagine that get turned into songs like proper songs and then whatever else. Um,
Okay, one more question for you. What would you say if you had to pick some element, some aspect of this EP? What was your favorite and what was your least favorite?
Um, my favorite thing and my least favorite thing, kind of what I touched on before. So my favorite thing is the tempo of this
Is that
whole
I saw
EP.
Ready to Rock Live.
So it's yeah, it's quick, it's precise. It's got high octane energy. It never lets up this EP as well.
Yeah.
Like literally, it never lets up. There is no slow song unless you kind of
Only
like
a
want to go to
half
Scion,
a slow song.
half a slow song. Um, and I think for me, that's its most positive, most strongest thing because it's you coming into this one wanting BAND-MAID. You know exactly what you want to get. This leads me to another debate, which I'm gonna ask you on in a second. But I knew what I was gonna get, and it was amazing. And I thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
That's
The
what I said.
negative
Not
side to
positively
that,
surprised, but positively satisfied.
positively satisfied. That's the
That's
thing.
the
Not
title for the video.
yeah, not surprised. Because you know what you're going to get, which kind of leads me to the other counter argument of this one, whereas I wish there was a little bit more variation on this. I wish there was a slower song. I wish there was a little bit more of a poppier song. I dare say that. A little bit more of a slowed down, sort of like going back maybe to the earlier days a little bit, where it's a little bit more melodic and a little bit less fast paced. I just
But
feel
then
like
that
there
would
was
destroy this feeling that you just described in your
yeah,
positivity.
yeah, it would. Like I said, there's always a positive
Yeah.
and negative to everything. But again, if this was an album or classed as an album, it had two more songs on there, I would be more than happy. I would say it's an absolutely in-your-face album, which is absolutely amazing, one of the best. But because it's an EP, and again, going back to my personal beliefs, I believe an EP should be a little bit quirky. It should be, it should be seeing your band doing things
That they
outside of the
don't do
norm.
on the albums.
On they did, yeah, exactly,
I
that they
see.
don't
Yeah,
do on the
that
album. And I
that
think we
makes
got too
sense.
much of what BAND-MAID would just normally do anyway.
Yeah, it's basically just a shorter album.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. I
Could
mean,
maybe say that. Yeah.
this is what we're going to go back to now. I've seen a few comments, and I'm going to circle back to what I was going to ask you about. Like we obviously we've described this as like pleasantly surprised. I've seen a lot of people that listen
No,
to this
pleasantly satisfied.
pleasantly satisfied. Thank you. So that makes it sound kinkier. I like it. Uh, um, I've seen a lot of people going, I really like this, but it's more of the same. Do you get that feeling on this at all?
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. But I don't see it as a negative because I
Mm,
love what it is. So you
yeah.
can give me more of it. At least so
Yeah.
far, I'm not burned out by
You're
BAND-MAID.
not burnt out to it. I feel like maybe a few people are. Um,
I mean, I kind of feel this is opening a whole another topic,
mm,
but I kind of feel like that BAND-MAID might have come to a point where they're kind of in a difficult spot because, they have already so much music that, if you then go in a totally different way, you will probably lose a lot of your fan base because it's something else. But if you
yeah,
continue the same, then we have the kind of the burnout problem that you continue doing the same over and over.
yeah. So do you think they're approaching that there, but not quite there yet for you? Or
It's hard to tell. I don't know. I will have to listen to the next release and see how I
mm.
feel about it.
um, when do you reckon they will release something else as well? Because the one thing about BandMaid is they are so quick on the turnover. Like if they released another album in like another 8 months or whatever, would you be happy with that, or would you like a year, maybe
Well,
year and a half of them just
depends
to
on
take
how
their
it
time?
sounds. Like, I would rather have them take like a year break and then hit us with something amazing
Yeah.
rather than have another album which is kind of the same.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. So yeah, you heard that. Take a year off, tour Europe.
Yeah, that's kind of also my thoughts.
Yeah, tour
Just take some
Europe
time
so
off and come to Europe, and then we're all good.
so so yeah, general consensus into this one I think is it's a good solid entry into the band-made mythos, so to speak, and yeah, pleasantly satisfied. Um,
Very good.
let us know what you guys think. Are you happy? Are you
One aspect I wanted to ask you about. There's
what?
in the lock and load song, there is some synth, like some key work going on.
Hmm.
Do we know who did that? Because they don't
I
have
would
it
imagine
indicated.
off the top of my head that it would probably be Psyche, because she already plays piano. If I was
Hmm.
going to say it,
I
I don't know.
was
I will
thinking
have
it
to
might be
check.
Kanami, but I don't know.
Yeah, it could be any of them. I
Do you
probably
reckon
would
they
say
will do something if they play this live? They will do that live as well.
I would doubt it. On stage for them, it would probably more just be a backing track, I would imagine, because they
I
wouldn't have
feel it's a
anybody else on.
pretty prominent part in the music. So,
Um, I mean, never say never. They
yeah.
maybe they could have one of them on the keyboard doing it. Um, so yeah, never say never. But if I had to guess, I would probably say it would put that the Sims were probably in a backing track, and then the band
Again,
would just.
something you should maybe take notice from these girls here. This one.
I would love a synth player or like a
I mean,
bandmate
Psyche would
featuring
have
Jill
her
or something.
hands free. She could
Yeah,
do it.
exactly. Or bandmate featuring Jill. That would be good. Get a bit of violin in there.
Mm.
So, all in all, I think it was I think it's a really good entry. I think I'm really happy. It kind of expected what we would get, and they delivered yet again. Let me know, or let us know in the comments, guys, kind of what you're thinking. What were your initial thoughts on the EP? Are you really loving it? Is it sort of okay for you? Are you disappointed? I don't think I've heard anybody that is outright disappointed with this EP. It definitely feels like it's a really good.
Would surprise me.
It would, yeah, would surprise me to hear anybody say they were disappointed with it. But yeah,
I mean,
absolutely
they're all
incredible.
solid tracks from the first to the last one. They are solid tracks. So there isn't a lot of critique you can actually make about this other than it might be what you already know or
Yeah.
expected.
On that level, what I do want to end this video in on saying is, our good friend Howard. He's kind of going through a little bit of a tricky situation at the minute. He's not been able to get his passport visa renewed, and is unfortunately leaving Japan. I don't want to go too
Has
much
to
into it, but there is
leave,
a
yes.
video linked in the description down below that I would love for you guys, if you're watching this, if you don't already know, go and click on his video, go and watch it. He explains the situation far better than I do, and if you can go and help and support him, show him a little bit of support at the minute in this trying time, we would really, really appreciate it. So yeah, go and do that. And
Do it.
I did the intro. Do you want to do the outro?
Keep your ears to The East. Ooh.